Write down this question. A series reactance Z is equal to Jx. Series reactance Z is equal to Jx is connected between two lines with different characteristics impedances Z1 and Z2 find the S matrix of the junction. Find the S matrix of the junction. Okay. We have already solved this like this kind of a problem. Similar way we'll be solving it. So you'll be considering a two-port junction where you will have a series reactance. What does that mean is you will have a port that is a two-port network. This is of Jx. So this is port 1 and this is your port 2. So this will be incident A1, reflected B1, again incident A2, reflected B2. And the voltage across two ports B1 and B2. Now first write the equation. You need to find out the S matrix for this. Write the equation of A1 and A2. We know the general equation of A is incident voltage divided by square root of Z0. Similarly for reflected, it is V minus divided by square root of Z0. So we have to write this for two ports. So when you write for two ports, it will be, first I'll consider for A1, it is V1 plus divided by the impedances which I'll be taking. This is Z1 for port 1, Z2 for port 2. So it is V1 by square root of Z1. Similarly, B1 is equal to V1 minus square root of Z1. So this is initial. Now you have to write this in terms of your reflection coefficient voltages. So at line 1, so if I draw the equation, since you have to write in terms of ZL minus Z0 divided by ZL plus Z0. So this equation will, that is Z1 will act as your impedance, that is characteristic impedance, whereas the load will be your Z2. So I have to write an equation with respect to reflection coefficient, which is nothing but V1 minus divided by V1 plus. V1 plus, or it is equal to reflected voltage is B1, incident voltage is A1, or you can also write it as S11. Based on this reflection coefficient equation, we know it is ZL minus Z0 by ZL plus Z0, where your ZL will act as Z1 along with the difference in this question is for every impedance, line impedance, there has to be a series reactance that is Jx. So when you consider Z1, it will be added with Z1. When you consider Z2, it will be added up with Z2. So you have in series impedance. So this ZL will be Jx plus Z1 minus Z0 is, sorry, Z2 is the first one, that is impedance we are taking. So with respect to this impedance, so this will be Jx. Z1 will act as your characteristic impedance. So this is Z1 divided by Jx plus Z2 plus Z1. So the whole equation will be in terms of Jx plus Z2 minus Z1, Jx plus Z2 plus Z1. Once again, I'll tell you, your question says that the series reactance Z is equal to Jx is connected to two of your lines, that is port 1 and port 2, whereas the characteristic impedance of Z1 and Z2 both are different. So you have to find the characteristics of S matrix. Consider your equation with respect to your reflected voltage and incident voltage. Based on that, write the equation. Then, like how you have solved one more question, finding out the S11 and S22, you know it is V1 minus by V1 plus reflection coefficient. Or if we write in terms of ports, it is B1 by A1, which is also equal to S11, which is ZL minus Z0 by ZL plus Z0. So load impedance here, we have taken it as, that is Z2 plus JX. Characteristic impedance is terminated through Z1. So it is Jx plus Z2 minus Z1, Jx plus Z2 plus Z1. Similarly, now we have to write for at line 2. Line 2 is nothing but port 2. It will be just reverse of this. You will be considering the input side. So for input side, it is, so this will act as Z1 plus Jx, whereas the characteristic impedance for this is Z2. So Z0 will be acting as Z2. So this here, it will be V2 minus divided by V2 plus, which is also equal to B2 by A2, which we also know it as S22, which is equal to ZL minus Z0 divided by ZL plus Z0, which is also equal to ZL here, it is Z1 plus JX plus Z0, sorry, minus Z0 divided by Z0 is here Z2, Z1 plus JX plus Z2. Any confusion writing this? Okay. I'll clear the screen. Now you have got two equations. That is, one is S11, which is equal to Z1 plus JX minus Z2 divided by Z1 plus Z2 plus JX. One second. Is it audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we have found out already what is S11, Z1 minus Z2 plus JX, Z1 plus Z2 plus JX.
Minus Z1 हुआ plus Z2.
Just a minute. Yeah, minus Z1. So S11 will be Jx plus Z2 minus Z1. So S22 will be Jx plus Z1 minus Z2 divided by Jx plus Z1 plus Z2. Now, one more is, we know the total for port 1, that is A1 plus B1, which is nothing but A1 plus, for B1 we have written that is S11 into A1 because we know S11 is equal to B1 by A1. So you can write for B1 as S11 A1. This is also, we have done the same procedure, previous problem for same thing which we have done. Just only Jx is the extra term which we have taken here. So you'll get it as 1 plus A1 into 1 plus S11. Now you have to relate it with respect to the input current. Now when you see the input current, that is I1, which is equal to, when you write the equation for I1, you know that it is V1 plus Z1. Direction of I1 is minus, that is V1 minus Z1. Similarly, V1 plus Z1 minus, multiply as well as divide by V1 plus to both sides. So this V1 minus by Z1. Here I'm dividing and multiplying both the equations so that we have to get into the form of S11. So just multiply and divide both the in this particular equation, that is V1 minus with V1 plus and V1 plus. So this equation I can take common now, V1 plus divided by Z1 outside. So you'll be left out with 1 minus V1 plus, you have taken it outside, you will be left out with V1 minus divided by V1 plus, which is also equal to V1 plus divided by Z1 into 1 minus, this you know, it is V1 minus by V1 plus, it is also equal to B1 by E1, which is also equal to S11. So you'll have an equation for I1 as V1 plus divided by Z1 into 1 minus S11. Now coming to I2. If you see I2, it is coming the direction of I2. That is, you have I1 here, have I2 here. So comparing to I1 direction, I2 is different. So it is minus of, that is with respect to the port of A1, that is V1, V2 minus and Z2, it will be minus V2 minus divided by your Z2. There is no incident. When you consider port 1, this is with respect to your transmitted port, because when we consider port 1, the other will be terminated. So you'll have A1, the reflected voltage, that is V1, the transmitted voltage, that is V2. So only these three come into effect. A2, that is incident, will not come. So we will not be taking V2 plus, only V2 minus will be coming into effect. So it is minus of V2 minus into Z2. So I2 will be minus of V2 minus into Z2. Now, if you compare your I1 and I2, the direction of I1 and I2, we know that I1 is equal to minus of I2. So just substitute your I1 equation in your I2. So first write down what is I1. Once you get I1, write down the equation of I2, that is minus V2 by Z2, because here V2 plus by Z1 will not be there. So it is 0. So you'll get only V2 minus of V2 minus divided by Z2. So the direction of I2 if we take, or I1 if we take, it is I1 is equal to minus of I2. Or if you write in terms of I2, it is I2 is equal to minus of I1. So just substitute I1 equation here, minus of V1 plus divided by Z1 into 1 minus S11. And I2 also to the left hand side. You have written, I'll just clear the screen. I'll write this again. So you have I2 is equal to minus I1. Substitute I2 equation. I2 equation is minus V2 divided by Z2, V2 minus, which is equal to V1 plus divided by Z1 into 1 minus S11. This minus. Okay, so negative sign gets cancelled. You will have V2 minus divided by Z2, which is equal to V1 plus divided by Z1 into 1 minus S11. Now you need to write down the equation in terms of B2 by A1. That is B2 divided by A1. What is actually B2 in terms of voltage? You know, from the general equation, it is reflected voltage square root of Z2 divided by incident voltage V1 plus divided by square root of Z1. Please enter the class. Who is this? Now you are entering. Please enter before the time, because again and again I have to give you admit. Inchara. V2 minus divided by square root of Z2, V1 plus divided by square root of Z1. So just simplify this equation in terms of voltages. It will be V2 minus divided by V1 plus. This will be square root of Z1 by Z2. Now multiply to this equation, multiply and divide by Z1 and Z2. So you know the left hand side is S21. So this equation, it is V2 minus, I have told you multiply and divide by Z1 and Z2. That is, to the numerator, you multiply with Z2, divide by Z2. So you'll have this as Z1 by Z2 square root. And again, the denominator, that is V1 plus, you multiply and divide by Z1. So you'll have V2 minus Z2 divided by Z2, square root of Z1 by Z2, divided by V1 plus Z1 divided by Z2. Now this equation, if you simplify, S21 will be equal to this. First, simplify this Z1 and Z2. So you have here a square root of Z1 by Z2. So this equation can be written as Z2 into square root of Z1 by Z2. This is V2 minus by Z2. Divide. This as Z1 divided by Z1 will be here. V1 plus divided by Z1. Now see this equation, V2 minus divided by Z2, V1 plus divided by Z1. You can see this equation here, which you have got. You can give an equation number, say it is 1. From this equation, you can write this whole term, that is V2 minus divided by Z2. Bring this to the denominator, V1 plus divided by Z1. So you can write the whole equation as 1 minus S11. So if you just replace this equation with this, you can write the whole term, that is divided term, that is V2 minus divided by Z2 divided by V1 plus divided by Z1 as 1 minus S11. So the whole equation of S21 is S21 is equal to, simplify this. This is Z2 can be written as square root of Z2, square root of Z2, 1 square root of Z2, and this Z2 will get cancelled. You will be left it with square root of Z2. This is again square root of Z1 divided by, you have Z1 here. One more Z1 will go to numerator. You can again simplify this. This can be written as 1 minus S11. So again, cancel this. So you'll be left out with square root of Z1 Z2 divided by square root of Z1 into 1 minus S11. This S21. This is again equal to your symmetry property. The same equation will be applicable to S12. Now, from the first equation, you have found out already what is S11. Substitute the value of S11 to this equation, S21 and S12. So you can get the values of S21 and S12. What was the first equation of S11? You have found out S21 is equal to square root of Z2 by Z1. 1 minus, what is S11?
Jx plus Z2 minus Z1
Jx plus Z2 minus Z1.
divided by Jx plus Z2 plus Z1.
Z2 plus Z1. So simplify this equation now. So you'll be getting it as square root of Z2 by Z1. So this will be Jx plus Z1 plus Z2 minus Jx minus Z2 plus Z1 divided by Jx plus Z1 plus Z2. So this is square root of Z2 by Z1. Jx and Jx will cancel. Z2 and Z2 will cancel. You will have 2Z1 divided by Z1 plus Z2 plus Jx. So this is S21, which is also equal to S12. So you have all 4 parameters. So those are nothing but the S parameters. So this is how you have to find out. So all the equations are same. Just you have to remember how to get into the form of S21, S12, S11 and S22 are common in all the problems. Like you directly take B1 by A1, S11 and write down the equation. Only the difference will come when you have S12 and S21. Okay. There are few more problems like this, which is already given in the notes. So this is one. This is also similarly like how we have solved now. Instead of finding out in terms of Z, you can find out in terms of Z, but the question is given in terms of shunt impedance Z, which is connected across the transmission line with Z0. You have to find out the S matrix. Now here, again, 2 ports you will be considering. It is your wish. You can take it as Z1 or Z2. Again, B1, you know, it is S11A1, B2 is S12A2. So find out the equations in terms of, see, the last equation is in terms of Z. It is, if you don't understand, you can ask me. The one thing is, if you want, you can write in terms of Z bar also, or you can write in terms of Y also. There is a lot of difference. It depends on how you define your problem. If you write it in terms of Z, then it is okay. You can write it in terms of Z itself. If you're writing in terms of your admittance, just write there whatever the consideration you're making and then solve it. Try to solve it. If you don't understand, you can ask me. Those are similar problems. And this is again the reactance Jx is taken. And there is a characteristic impedance Z0. Again, you have to find out what is S parameter. Now, this is with respect to your Y, which they have taken in terms of Y is nothing but 1 by Jx. Now, what we have solved is we have taken it directly as Jx. Here, they have considered a term saying Y is equal to 1 by Jx. So, just try this also. Similar it is. Check the answers whether you're getting same. Now, one more thing I want to show you is, you can see 3 notes in the Google Classroom. So this is the one which is handwritten notes. Everything is covered in this, I guess. So almost all the parameters are covered. You can either check the videos if you cannot understand. And these are the questions which have come in your BTU exams. There are few more questions which I'll be showing you, which is the BTU questions of passive devices which I have not put. So 1 second, just wait. I'll show you some of the questions which are already here. So here, if you can see, write a short notes on coaxial connectors and adapters. So this again comes in that passive devices. And all the questions with respect to your waveguide T. Write the characteristics of magic T and also obtain the scattering matrix for magic T. This is the same H-plane T junction problem which we have solved already. Till now, there are no problems which have not come apart from the textbook. So make sure all the textbook problems you study properly. So this is the H-plane T problem. We have solved it already. And this is from the chapter 1, attenuator and phase shifter, properties of S parameters of junction ports having common characteristic impedance. You have to write the properties. You have 4 properties, all 4 properties of S matrix. And see, it is asked for 8 marks. So make sure how much you write. So don't just write it full, like how you write for around 20 marks, because there are derivations. See the properly and then answer the question. And one more question paper. Okay. In this, you can see the chapter 1. One is important question from chapter 1. What you get is reflex klystron with schematic. This also we have solved already. Reflex klystron with the frequency, voltage, and the mode. This is, you have to find out characteristic impedance. That is Z0, which is a formula for Z0 here. Characteristic impedance. It is asked for 5 marks. You have to use square root of L by C. Characteristic impedance. Propagation constant. That is, you have to find out what is gamma. Use the equation of R plus R. Then one more is L, C, and G. Use both equations from that and find out what is propagation constant. Then one more you have is, this is Smith chart. So don't worry about this. And the second one, it is reflection coefficient and transmission coefficient. This characteristic impedance is given, load impedance is given, that is ZL minus Z0 divided by ZL plus Z0. Transmission coefficient equation is 2 times of Z1 divided by Z1 plus Z0. What are the high frequency limitation of conventional vacuum tube bar transistor? That is the limitation of vacuum tube, that is from the first chapter. The second, that is module 2, if you see, you have impedance admittance matrix for symmetrical, are symmetrical for a reciprocal junction. That is one separate concept you have used, Poynting theorem, and you have proved. That one you have to write for, show the impedance and admittance matrix are symmetrical for a reciprocal junction, where you have proved Zij is equal to Zji or Yij is equal to Yji. So that question. Next is again, you have H-plane T problem considering 40 and 60 ohms. So in problem we have solved already. This problem which now we have solved related to that, the previous one. Previous class we have solved this considering the Z1 and Z2 the plane that is P dash, the same problem, this one. Then the properties, symmetry and unitary property. Magic T, 1 and 2, 4 impedances. They have taken the reflection coefficients as gamma 1 here. We have solved it as taking gamma 1 in a different form. This is, you will be writing previous class which you have solved, writing the equation B1, B2, B3, B4. Then for A1, A2, you will be writing it as 0.5 B1, 0.6 B2, and 0.8 B4. The same problem. You have to find out the magnitude of powers. So let's set from this question paper. One more question paper you have of September 2020. If you check this is again, you have the reflex klystron equation. Then you have the same two cavity, you'll be finding out what is the transit time. Standing wave and standing wave ratio definitions. Transmission line equation, you have to derive it. And make sure don't get confused with transmission line equation and your transmission coefficient as well as reflection coefficient. This is transmission line equation. You have to derive it in the voltage form and the current form, the first concept of the module 1. And this one, you have to find out reflection coefficient. You have both given ZL and Z0. Then characteristics of Smith chart. If you have equation, you can write the equations also. Module 2, attenuator phase shifters. Explain the properties of S parameters. Then the same problem of H plane T, 20 milliwatt. This is 20 milliwatt. The question is wrong, but you know actually what is actually the question in the textbook. So don't get confused with 20 mega. It is a typing error. There will be no extra marks given also. So since this capital M is written, so just make yourself correct and do the problem. Write the characteristics of magic T, obtain the scattering matrix of magic T. You have to write the properties of magic T. Then just write down. Properties are nothing but what happens, that is S33, if you give input, what you will be getting the output, the same one which we have written, S34 is equal to S43. Similarly, fourth port, if you give input, it will be S43 minus S34. So all those are characteristics. Then derive the equation for magic T. And a short note on coaxial connectors and coaxial adapters.